Welcome to the desert of the real.
You know, out of all of these black organizations, I never hear anybody talk about Raul Nefer Amin's.
Exactly.
Do y'all know about him?
Of course. The Metu
He has a whole
Volume
society. He's like the Shechem Shechem, and he got a lot of books. I'm going through one right now. Is killing my brain right now. It's the Medu Netcher books that he has. He has a whole society, but no one ever talks about them. I wonder why.
Well, it's
a set society. That's the name of it.
Yeah, it is because it has its issues, just like all other organizations do. And you know, there's certain things. For one thing, Raul Nefer is one of the quintessential personifications of self-determination when it comes to stuff like this. Because what you're going to read in Mdw Ntr is really a synthesis of various different systems. From from certain Yoruba systems, the ancient Kemetic, or at least what you can read in the Egyptology books, Mdw Netcher, and that of the Indian Dravidians and their spiritual systems. So it is all a synthesis. The problem comes in when people start thinking that this is authentic Egyptian culture in itself. And it betrays the actual reality because there were various different Egyptian cultures. So when you say Egyptian culture, you have to ask yourself which one, you know, and understand what the Medu Netcher language is. It's a lingua franca. There's various different Egyptian languages that were spoken, and the Akan is one. I don't know if y'all have read a book called The Africans Who Wrote the Bible by Dr. Nanabachi Darkwa. You know, one of the things that he mentions in the book, if we want a written source from an African, continental African, I should say, is that the Medu Netcher, and he's a linguist himself, is a lingua franca that everybody, you know, and if anybody has spoken to Dr. Ben in private, you know, he'll tell you that Egyptian language is a lingua franca. Everybody spoke their own original language when they went back home. You know, It was just a written language. You know, for the priesthood, it's a priestly language. You know, so this wasn't for everybody. So everybody wasn't writing in Mdw Netcher script and things of the nature. So we need to get that, you know, also. If you're serious about Mdw Netcher, you got to understand it from a spiritual, a priestly, you know, perspective, and then learn how to understand that that's not Mdw Netcher. Mdw Netcher existed before the script existed because it is nature. It's Mother Nature. That's what it really means. And it's, when you say, and this is why I say it behooves everybody to really, if you try to understand it, study Ifa. Because when you start talking about Medu, the equivalent in the Yoruba is Odu. And when you start learning about the Odus and the poems and the certain things that are attached to each Odu, you'll understand what is missing from Raul Nefer's books, you know, in regards to certain scriptural things. And that's one of the things I tried to bring about in the Bakala book when writing the Medu Netcher script writing the word Bakala in the Medu Netcher script, is that there's hidden the way that it's a unique way that you read certain key words, and what are hidden in the words are proverbs. And one of my teachers, Dr. Kaikosa Kajangu, he's written a book called Wisdom Poetry, but he has another unreleased book, which I don't know if he's going to release it yet, but he's given me a copy. He spent 10 years what he calls traveling the superhighway of wisdom. And I break down what the superhighway of wisdom is. If you visit my website, asarimhotep.com, I have an article titled The African Superhighway of Wisdom. And he breaks down how the Africans teach certain wisdom. And you'll just spend, years learning proverbs, and then what signs and symbols go with each proverb. And when he introduced me to that, and then when I wrote the word Bakala and broke it down and was able to create a proverb from it, I understood what is missing from the contemporary dialogue or discourse on the Mdw Netcher script in itself. And if you want to know another aspect of the script, read a book called The Science of the Dogon by Laird Scranton. And Signs and Symbols of the Dogon. It's 2 different books that deals with the quantum physics aspects of Mdw Netcher script that is hidden in it, and how to determine certain words and things. So it's a long process. The Egyptians spent 40 years under their educational system learning the deeper aspects of this. So this isn't going to be something that you're going to learn overnight.